Yo, what's up? Alright, so it's Ash and it's Thursday. Sorry I didn't post last week. Um, this week's topic is kind of interesting. Who was I before transition? Well, um, I was Ashley, and I was a very. There are stages of me. I was very. I didn't know who I was, and I went through all these phases. I mean, dramatic phases, from jock to gothic. I love the gothic phase. For those of you who might do that now, it was a lot different back when I was in high school. We're talking 10, 11, 12 years ago. It was a lot different. Um, and let's see. I mean, I lived as female, as a lesbian, before transition, and I was so wishy-washy in everything. I didn't know whether I was coming or going, um, and I was very, very, very depressed, like super depressed, and um, very unhappy with everything. Even up through my first 3 years of college, I just whew, was in a dark place. A few two suicide attempts, kind of depressed, and they weren't like cry for help suicide attempts. They were like legit suicide attempts, and I was really apprehensive about speaking my mind, and you know I didn't I didn't know what happy was back then. To me it was this abstract idea. There was no point to life. Everything was just dark and gloomy, and there was no reason for anything. That was who I was. The most pessimistic, screw life kind of person. And meanwhile doing all these phases, trying to find myself, and I just couldn't. And find myself in the female role. Lots of lots of Bible. Oh my God, I'm gonna go to hell. um, Trying to change who I am. Lots of just things like that. I was a musician, pre-ET. I was really, really good musician. Um, got offered some scholarships and stuff like that. I played the drums, and I mean, I was. No, I'm not trying to brag. Like I was really good. I didn't know how good I was, and then these people, not your average Joes, but real musicians would tell me, you need to do something with this. You can go far, etc., etc. And I got so depressed in the last couple of years, I just stopped playing. And I regret that to this day. I mean, it's not something that I've just been able to sit down and pick back up, especially living in the dorm, but even before that, I can still piddle with a drum set. I can still, do little things, but I let that go. I lost that. And, you know, that does suck, So, I mean, I had a lot of things, that I let go of and I lost because I was too afraid to transition, and I was scared of losing my family and all these things, so I let myself get depressed, and I lost all these good things about myself. So, um, I mean, that's only thing the word I can use to describe me pre-transition was I was a mess. I was a hot mess. Really fat, huge, like 240 pounds, like ate fast food every day, didn't care if I died of a heart attack, unhealthy, did not take care of myself. I didn't care to shower on a daily basis. I was good to shower once a week. Like, that sounds disgusting, but it's true. Um, I stayed in really, really unhealthy relationships with, people who took advantage of me or didn't support me, emotionally, or they abused me emotionally, all these things, because I didn't care about myself. And, that's who I was pre-transition. And it didn't just disappear as soon as I started transitioning. Um, I would say this past January is when I realized that I need to take better care of myself, and stop dating people who are going to cheat on me and who are going to, emotionally abuse me, or, either or and, I started exercising, and, all these things. It took a while into transition to see that. Um, as you start becoming who you are, in a sense. Obviously, I've always known I was a man on the inside, but when I start finding my place in society as a man, all these things changed around. I know who I am now. I know what I'm gonna do with my life. I know. I'm not saying all this is just because of transition. I mean, I've hit 23. I'll be 24 soon. It's time to grow up and figure these things out. Um, but I'm not depressed anymore. I don't require medication to make it through the day. You know, excuse me, pumpkin bagel coming up. Um, that was really gross. So yeah, I mean, this is just out there, but that's pretty much who I was pre-transition, a hot mess. So I hope you guys are doing good, and don't get discouraged, because there's really, honestly, something to look forward to. Even if you can't get on hormones right now, even if you can't get surgery, I mean, I probably won't have surgery 5 or 6 years into transition. If, no, I'd say maybe like a year or two from now. So that's 4 years into transition. You know, um, I'm okay with that. You know, um, because of all the good that's happening right now. So focus on the positive. It sounds stupid, it's cliche, but it helps. So focus on the positive. I will catch you guys next week.